When are we eating rice? When will you get married?
I'm not sure. Soon, I promise.
Mary had always believed marriage would fix everything. At 23, she felt late. Not because she was old, but because people around her kept reminding her that time was running. Every Sunday after church, aunties asked the same question. So when are we eating rice? Mary would smile, but inside, the pressure sat heavy on her chest. David had come at the perfect time. He was calm, responsible, already working, already renting his own apartment in Port Harcourt. When he proposed, Mary didn't think twice. She ran home excited, wedding ideas already dancing in her head. Her mother did not smile, she only sighed. "Mary," her mother said softly, sitting on the edge of the old brown sofa. "Marriage is not a bad thing, but it is not for the unprepared." Mary rolled her eyes gently. "Mommy, people marry every day." Her mother nodded. "Yes, and many suffer quietly every day." She advised Mary to slow down. Go back to school. Learn a skill. Have something that puts money in your hand. Marriage changes people, my daughter. Love alone does not carry a home. Mary laughed. "Mommy, I will do all that in my husband's house. David supports me." Her mother looked at her for a long time before saying, "Support is sweet before marriage. Respect comes when a woman can stand on her own." Mary felt insulted. Was her mother calling David a liar? Was she saying Mary was lazy? That night, Mary slept angry. David didn't like the advice either. "Your mother is old school," he said casually. "Things are different now. Once you are my wife, everything is ours." Those words sounded like love. So Mary pushed ahead. Small wedding, happy pictures, big smiles. Her mother attended, she danced, she prayed. But as she hugged Mary goodbye, she whispered, "Remember what I told you. If you ever lose yourself, speak up early." Mary nodded without really listening. The first year was good. David paid the bills. Mary cooked. They laughed. When Mary mentioned learning tailoring or going back to school, David would say, "Later. Relax first. Enjoy marriage." Later sounded reasonable, so Mary waited. By the second year, things changed quietly. David started coming home late. When Mary asked questions, he said she was nagging. When she asked for money for a small business, he said, "Why do you need it? Am I not taking care of you?" Slowly, Mary stopped asking. She became careful with her words, careful with her tone, careful with her face. One evening, during an argument, David said something that froze her heart. "I feed you. I house you. You should know your place." That night, Mary cried silently. Her mother's words echoed for the first time. Mary had no income, no savings, no certificate. When David got angry, she had nowhere to go. When he ignored her for days, she begged. When he embarrassed her in front of people, she swallowed it. She remembered how her mother used to sell food even when her father was alive. She didn't want to beg. Mary realized too late. One afternoon, David lost his job. Everything changed. The man who once provided now shouted. Bills piled up. Respect disappeared. So one day, During an argument over food money, David said, "If you had sense, you would have brought something to this marriage." Mary felt something break inside her. Not loudly, not suddenly. It was the quiet breaking of a woman who was tired of begging to be seen. She looked at herself in the mirror that night and barely recognized the person staring back. The spark that once lived in her eyes was gone. Her beauty had become invisible. Her voice had become careful. She realized something painful. This was not just David changing. This was her disappearing. Mary didn't want to leave her marriage. She just needed air. So early the next morning, she packed a small bag, just clothes and a wrapper, and went to her mother's house. Her mother didn't ask many questions. She simply made tea and watched Mary drink it slowly, like someone returning from a long journey.
I'm not leaving my marriage.
Mary said quietly.
I just need a break. I'm tired, Mummy.
Her mother nodded.
That's good, because winners don't run away.
Mary looked up.
Winners fight. They lose, they rest, they dust themselves, and they fight again until they win.
Mary cried. Her mother spoke gently but firmly.
You don't need big money. You don't need permission. You need something that gives you dignity.
So she suggested something simple. A small provisions and frozen food business right in front of the house. Something Mary could manage. Something visible. Something that would bring her respect back. First, to herself. That same evening, her mother counted money from a small wooden box. This is not a gift, she said, placing it in Mary's hand. It's a seed. Mary held the money like it was sacred. When Mary returned home 2 days later, David was shocked. He honestly thought she wouldn't come back. So you are back, he asked, half surprised. Yes, Mary replied calmly. I needed to breathe. You needed it too. David laughed awkwardly, but Mary continued. I'm starting a small business around the house. I won't be sitting idle anymore. David wanted to argue, but something in Mary's voice had changed. She wasn't begging. She wasn't asking. She was informing. So Mary started small. A table, a cooler, a few goods. Neighbors noticed. People greeted her differently. She had somewhere to go every morning. She had money in her hand again, even if it was small. And slowly something else returned, her confidence. David noticed it too. She no longer rushed to please him. She spoke calmly. She stood straighter. And for the first time in a long while, he looked at her with curiosity, not control. Change did not happen overnight. It came slowly. David found a new job, not a glamorous one, but stable. The shouting reduced. The tension in the house softened. Arguments still came, but they no longer lasted for days. Silence no longer felt like punishment. Something had shifted. Mary was no longer empty-handed. Her small business grew. Neighbors trusted her. Word spread. What started as a table outside the house became a steady source of income. David noticed, and for the first time in a long while, he said something different. You've really done well. The words were simple, but they meant everything. One evening, David surprised her. I've been thinking, he said, why not get a small shop? This thing you are doing, it has potential. Mary looked at him surprised. He rented her a shop not far from their street. That was the day Mary knew something had truly changed. Not just David, her place in the marriage. The shop grew. From provision to foodstuff, rice, beans, oil, gari. Mary hired help. She woke up with purpose. She came home tired but fulfilled, and peace settled in the home quietly, like something that had always been waiting for space. Months later, Mary returned to her mother's house, not with tears, but with gifts. This time, David came with her. She knelt. They thanked her. Her mother smiled, not proud, not surprised, just peaceful. Mary finally understood. It wasn't that her mother hated marriage. It was that she understood it. She knew love could fade, money could finish, people could change. But a woman who had something, education, skill, purpose, would never be completely trapped. Marriage is not sustained by love alone. It is sustained by wisdom, preparation, and self-worth. When a woman stands strong, peace has room to grow. And sometimes, the warning doesn't mean don't go. It means go prepared. Thank you for watching this story. Please like, subscribe, and comment.